Welcome back. You're still watching Politics Today, and I'm Neil Tagwe, sitting in for a regular host, Seun Okimbaloye. We're now being joined by Mr. Femi Adeshina, who is a senior special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Adeshina. So let's start off here. Is there any substance to these allegations of deliberate moves to intimidate opposition parties?
Well, you know, at times some people just create a world for themselves, which they choose to live in. Now, if they have created that world for themselves and they're happy living in it, you just leave them to continue to live in it. There is not a shred, a scintilla of doubt or of truth in the allegation. Those who know the president, and millions of Nigerians know him, know that he's a fair player. All this talk to EU, to UN, to all that is a symptom of a party and a people that have run out of ideas. And because they have no ideas to peddle again, they then begin to play to the gallery. Why to EU, why to UN? Most of the time. This is not the first time you will recall that they were appealing to EU and to UN. It simply shows that they have run out of ideas.
What about the timing? Because one of the things they've talked about is the timing of the Executive Order 6, which has placed some form of restriction on the movement of about 50 Nigerians, many of them in the opposition parties. They think that this is all a planned move to ensure that they do not get the leeway they need to contest in 2019.
There's no bad time to do what is good. There's no bad time to do what is right. Every time is a time for doing what is right. Executive Order 6 came, it was challenged in court, and the court upheld the executive order. So what else do they need? There is no time, no bad time to do what is right.
No bad time to do what is right. So does it mean that if you're doing the right thing at the wrong time, there's no problem with that?
No, doing the wrong thing at...
No, the right thing at the wrong time.
Right thing at the wrong time, or what did you say? Or a bad...
Because...
A bad thing at the right time. What I'm saying is that there is always a time to do something. And when that time has come, you go ahead and do it.
And so this coming just before the 2019 elections, you think the timing is okay?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It can come at any time as long as it's a good thing. The outgoing British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Paul Ackright, spoke about it. He lauded the Executive Order 6 and said any country that will fight corruption successfully must have something like that. Okay,
but Mr. Ologbondiyan just left the studio, and when he was there, he used the Osun elections as an example of what the current administration's doing to intimidate the opposition parties. He said the INEC was about to announce the election, and based on an instruction from above, they had to stop and do a rerun, sort of. What do you say about that?
Well, I listened to Mr. Ologbondiyan, and I laughed so much I almost fell off my seat because he was being comical. But talking of Osun election, because the party and its candidate, that's the PDP, have gone to the tribunal, the less said about it, the better. Because the matter is now sub judice, and the less said about it, the better.
So there's no need to talk about that. Okay, let's look at this other side. In terms of like the Executive Order 6 that you talked about earlier, why does it look as if the focus was more on the members of the opposition party?
No, because when the Executive Order 6 was released, no names came with it. Some names started flying around here and there, but no name came from the presidency. It's either those names were concocted or they were conjured by some people. But then it's only those who are guilty that need be afraid. If you are not guilty, you don't have to be afraid. So it's only those who have skeletons in their cupboard that will be sensitive to their cupboards being opened. If you don't have anything you have hid away, you won't be bothered, even if the flashlight is beamed on your life.
So are you implying that the presidency...
those who have things to hide that need to bother.
Are you implying the presidency will release a set of names soon?
No, I do not have information on that. And I doubt if names will come.
What would
it's the Attorney General of the Federation that can give a definitive position on that.
So let's go back to that thing about INEC, independence of INEC. How independent is INEC from the presidency?
Very, very. President Buhari has always said it. I remember that he first told me in a private conversation in 2015, some months into election. I think in 2015 we had Kogi election, we had Bayelsa. And we were on a trip, and in the plane he told me that if it is a clean, free and fair election he leaves for Nigerians, if that's the only thing he can leave, then he will be a satisfied man. He will be a contented man. That he will clean up the election, and if that's the only thing he will leave for Nigerians, he will be very happy. So President Buhari does not interfere with INEC. INEC is truly independent under this president, just as so many other agencies are, like the security agencies, particularly EFCC, ICPC, and the others that don't report direct to him. He gives them their independence.
Let's hope that we'll get a credible election in 2019. But then, Mr. Adeshina, this matter of the security, economy, and the war against corruption. Let's focus on the economy, for instance, the minimum wage. Now, Labour is threatening that by Monday they're going to kick off an indefinite strike because the government has refused to adopt a 30,000 naira minimum wage. What's the vibe coming from the president?
No. Already the Minister of Labour and Employment has spoken on that. Labour is asking for 30,000. They are offering a lower figure. And even the Governors Forum said the extant 18,000, a lot of them can't pay. So if they can't pay 18,000, and Labour is now asking for 30,000 and is refusing to budge, refusing to come lower, then there may be a stalemate, which will not be good for the country. I think in the spirit and the letter of negotiation, Labour should not insist on 30,000 naira minimum wage.
What about if the political class, especially the All Progressives Congress, members of the All Progressives Congress decide that, okay, you know what, we're going to reduce our take-homes just so that we can take care of this matter of minimum wage? Wouldn't that make the Nigerian people happier?
I doubt, even if they decide not to collect anything, it still doesn't take care of 30,000 naira minimum wage. It doesn't. So maybe if members of the National Assembly will concede part of their salaries and allowances, it can make a dent on that minimum wage. But other office holders don't earn anything outrageous.
When you say anything outrageous, what exactly do you mean? What is...
anything that is outside the normal wage. For instance, I'm a special advisor in government. I know what I earn. I know what ministers earn.
Would you tell us?
I know what the president earns. I know what the vice president earns. Nothing outrageous.
Would you tell us categorically what you earn, Mr. Adeshina?
Yes. You said what?
Can you tell us exactly what you earn as a special advisor?
What I earn? You want people to laugh me to scorn, eh?
Maybe
you want people to laugh me to scorn if I tell you what I earn. Because I came to this present position from a position where I earn so much. So if I reveal what I earn now, a lot of people will laugh me to scorn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi Adeshina, Special Advisor to the President on Media Publicity. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. And that's our program today. I want to thank you for letting us be a part of your evening. We'll come your way again same time tomorrow. Good night.